All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our morning note. It is January 4th, 2021. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of G.A.R Capital. Thank you so much for stopping by. We do this every morning when the markets are open, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you like this video, make sure to like and to subscribe. Bottom right hand corner of your screen, there's a little icon, a little logo. Click on that, subscribe, like our videos. Really do appreciate it as always. Wow, 2021, brand new year, first year of the first trading day of the new year. The excitement definitely is there. I was up at 5 a.m. already working away. I love it. I love Januaries. I love New Year's because kind of setting up what you got to do in regards to prepping yourself. So if you haven't written down your plans and your goals, like I talked about in the investment town hall, get yourself a planner, write stuff down, stick to your goals, man. No one is going to do it for you. Very, very important. So with that being said, let's talk market, shall we? 2021, let's get it. Dow futures, 108 points, 30,608. NASDAQ futures up 0.45%, 12,943. S&P futures tapped new all-time highs overnight at 37.73. We have futures long on E-mini futures on the S&P, so we are up nicely. We got in, I believe, at 3,700, so we're about 63 points up. Russell 2000 futures 1988, up 0.68%, leading the indices. Bitcoin futures bouncing off after a gap fill, which I'll show you, 32,060. Spot Bitcoin is now at 31,640. This is based on Coinbase, so we'll go over those charts here in a second. Crude futures up 0.66%, 48.84. OPEC meeting, I believe, is today. Gold futures soaring 1943. Keep an eye on GLD, 2.56% to the upside. Silver futures up 4.8%, 27.68. And euro dollar for my forex people, 122.97, 81 pips to the upside. And dollar yen, 103.02, 28 pips to the downside. We also have dollar index 89.56 below that 90 handle, 40.42%, and the VIX at 22.61, down 0.62%. A couple of things I want to go over with you. Let's take a look at BTC futures, which is Bitcoin futures, and then I will go over crypto with you and kind of just show you what's moving and what's shaking. Okay, so this morning we did have a gap filled overnight. As you see, this gap on Sunday evening from 29,372 to the highs of 34,000. Got as high as 34,170 on the future side, and then we dipped right around 5 in the morning. I saw the dip happen as I woke up this morning, and then we filled the gap and we bounced. So you can see we're still above the 161.8 extension on Bitcoin futures. So that's where we are currently. What does that mean? Not really much then, other than if you're an investor in Bitcoin, you're already used to the volatility. So what difference does it make? I've gotten a lot of DMs asking, what should I do now? Right off the rip, if you're worried about crypto and then your investment, you're in the wrong investment vehicle because it's volatile. You're going to get 20%, 10% pops and drops. That's just the reality of it. And if that kind of spooks you, either you have too much on the line or you're just not used to it. So again, there's nothing wrong with an index fund. Nothing wrong with other stocks that you can get that are a little more stable, obviously, than Bitcoin. But again, it's really up to you. Again, I don't care about the price fluctuation or not. I buy some every week regardless. So with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the crypto prices. I'm only going to go over the majors. Bitcoin, you can see down 6.5% on the 24-hour period, 31,692. Again, this is the spot price. This is an hourly chart. You can see the highs was right around 34.4. And you can see that gap fill on the futures. Again, it's not showing here, but you can see this nice bounce here. I'm a Riot call holder right now with our team. 20 calls. We'll go over that here in a second. Ethereum is up 11%, up 1,000 at 1,000, over 1,000. Ripple, if you want to take a look at Ripple, is up 22 cents, up 4%, and Litecoin at $154.68. I do not own any Litecoin. Anyways, or Ripple. So that's where we are right now. Okay, that's with that being said, we can go back to stocks. All right, let's take a look at what's moving and what's shaking out there and what to look for. And then I'll answer some questions. Let's take a look at pre-market movers as we go along. Pre-market movers here, let's take a look at the United States stocks, what's moving. NIO with their strong deliveries I went ahead and put a watch list out there on Sunday for our premium members and our masterclass members. NIO was a part of that. It looks like we're probably going to break that level, so we'll take a look at NIO together, up 5% currently. Dow Jones movers and shakers, Apple 0.67%. I'll be buying some more Apple today for my IRA. Since today is a start of a new fiscal year, I will be adding to my Apple position. Boeing is down 1.43. Intel 0.04. S&P, Tesla's up 2% against strong deliveries, just shy of that 500,000 mark in deliveries. Pretty solid. AT&T was upgraded by Raymond James, up 1.88%. I own stock in that. Pfizer, 0.22%. And in the NASDAQ, what else is moving? Micron, up 2%. They report this week. Baidu, again, up 0.229%. AMD, up 0.5%. Microsoft, up slightly. And Facebook, 0.41%. So we did send out that note on Instagram. I won't be doing that every day. That's from Reuters. So again, that's more for our premium members and our masterclass members. So that's where we are currently. So what do I have open right now is probably the question everyone's asking me. So I have some QQQ calls, the 315 calls for this week. I'm already in the money. I have some Disney calls, the 185 calls. You can see we're nice. We are now green pre-market. We were as high as 184.13 and slid back a little bit with the S&P. And you can see slight dip here, slight dip here. And of course, Riot Blockchain playing crypto. You could see we had the alert at 1825. There is a nice gap here. Could fill, but again, my look here is that we're going to get back to the upside. I have the 20 calls on Riot, and that's where we are currently. I have 3 positions open with our members. So I believe I had a question in regards to Micron from our masterclass members. So again, they are reporting this week. I believe it's on Thursday. It's a nice breakout here in Micron on the hourly, I believe, and maybe I'm wrong. Did they hit an all-time high? They did. So let's take a look at the volume on Micron. Maybe we can go ahead and get into that if we get some movement here and some volume. Maybe play the 78, 78 calls, maybe 77 or 79s. Really depends on the volume as we get. Again, guys, just not just charting, it's all volume. So again, I can't buy something unless I can sell it. If there's no volume there, I'm not wasting my time. So again, Micron looks good. It looks like a break. And it looks like it's raring to go. So again, maybe we can get that run up into earnings and then sell before earnings, maybe leave a runner there or two and leave it there. NIO, I had a level placed here at 51.26. We broke above that. Let's see if we break that. I went ahead and sent that chart over to our premium and masterclass members, the levels that we're watching on the daily. If we break 51.26, then the 55 calls, 54 calls could be prudent to play as well. So we're going to keep an eye on that. And then one more for GLD, which is gold. And I have an alert at 178.93. It's at 181.97 currently on the hourly. Beautiful break here. Again, weakening dollar. We talked about commodities. We talked about the buying power of the dollar. Anything that's dollar denominated, again, you're going to see some movement due to the weakening dollar as we talk about every day, the DXY. I talked about that on the investment seminar, the town hall, that the dollar denomination, again, weakening dollar boosts asset prices. So understand that. And 181.98, if that's the case, I would target here this gap fill right here on this daily chart. The problem is that we're already nearing it, so we're 15 cents away from the gap fill. So again, best bet is probably look at 182.14. So again, we already broke above that. It's too high of a move. So again, let's go ahead and kind of zoom out here. I'm going to go ahead and remove this, cancel this. This alert here, if I can get that out of here. So you can see 182.92. If we break 182.92, then I'll go ahead and take a look at some 185 calls for GLD. But again, this is volume permitting. We don't know what the hell's going to happen in the morning. We are out pre-market, but again, first thing in the morning, as I talked about on the scheduling, is that you usually get reversals. So again, it could be a morning dump as we open the cash session, as liquidity pours in, or if not, of course, we can get a nice little spike. It really just depends. It really just depends. So you usually get a reversal in the morning from futures. It just happens that way lately. It's not a law or anything like that. It's not gospel. It's just reaction to what it is. So here we are. Okay, so that's what we got. So we got GLD, we got NIO. You're watching again. I have Diz, I have QQQ, and I have Riot, and that's where we are. So GLD, I had to move a little bit on the alerts because it's already broken. All right, with that being said, enough of me talking. Let's answer some questions. Good morning. Jeff is asking about Amazon this week. Let's take a look at it together. Let me go ahead and expand this chart, make life easier so everyone can see it. Again, keep in mind Amazon he's not a big mover to the point of like other momentum names. Again, great company, love it long term. But again, it needs to retake that 50-day moving average of 32.95, the yellow line on my screen. If we do, then you could target 33.50. But again, Amazon is extremely expensive. So keep in mind, playing calls on Amazon, know your limits. It's expensive, expensive, expensive. You're talking about $30, $40, $50, $60 premiums. Multiply that by 100. Do the math. You're talking about $6,000, $7,000 for one contract. It's a lot of risk, depending on who you are. Good morning. Joel's asking about Square. Square was price upgraded today. And again, of course, I love Square. It's one of our top 10 of 2021. But again, it needs to retake that 100-day, actually that 200-day moving average. So I really wouldn't do anything here until we retake that 227.22 level on the 200-day. That'll indicate a trend change. Again, you could see a nice pullback from 247. I have my alert here around 193.19 to buy. So let me go ahead and cancel that. I want to go ahead and get here on the low. I'm going to go ahead and create an alert there to buy some more. But until then, just chilling here. If we get that breakup 227.23, then I can start taking a look at maybe some 235s, maybe some 240s. Absolutely, Alvin. 2021. Good morning. Good morning. Microsoft entries. Thanks. Thing with Microsoft, again, if you're talking about options here, not much movement on Microsoft. Again, we need to go ahead and retake 226, maybe take a look at 227 before we get into new all-time highs. It's above the 200, which I like, but below the 100. So pretty stagnant for the most part on Microsoft, so I kind of would skip here. Good to get back into right at the open. Well, let's see the price action in the AM. Right now, we should be green in our calls. We have the 20 calls. It's all about volume, obviously. 1825 was my level to break. Now we're slightly below that. We hit as high as 1978 overnight, but then before that drop with crypto. So looking at crypto now, we're at 31,629 on Bitcoin with a nice bounce off that. We tapped 28,000. Let's take a look here. Yellow, blue, read, love it. Just noticed that's amazing. Yeah, you go. Hey, you got that. Thoughts on Baba? I saw the G.A.R Insta post on Jack Ma. Want to know if I should keep holding. I'm holding Baba. I think the company's fine. I'm pretty sure he's fine. Missing, who knows? Maybe he has a gag order where he can't talk about it. I don't know how often a CEO should be public or be in front of the news or be in newspapers. So again, unless we get some news that he's dead or sick or something, then that's a whole different ballgame. But he's just hasn't been in front of a camera or been reporting it. So who knows? Let's see what the BABA execs or board of directors say. Apple 140 calls. Let's take a look at Apple. Apple we hit twice last week. Apple, you need to break 135.96 before you do anything. Blink entry points. Like I've said before, if you're looking just to buy the stock, just get in a single position that you want. I'm adding at 38, 32 since I already own the stock. But again, I love this long term with the Tesla and NIO. Great numbers. So again, more charging stations. Thoughts on Ethereum? I own some Ethereum, so I own it long term. Let's see what we get. You buy SpyG every week. Is there a certain week that you prefer? I buy every Friday. And how much? I buy $500 a week. PLTR entry point. They had a great. They had some news today. They're up slightly. Again, entry point is really up to you. Again, if I want to get into a stock, I just buy right away. I don't wait for a pullback. I just get in. When I want to add, then I'll add on a pullback. Why do you max out your IRA with just Apple? I just prefer to have Apple in my IRA. That's just how I want it. That's what I prefer. Again, my brokerage account has other companies, but I love Apple. Apple's probably one of my favorite companies, and I just want to own it. That's it. Again, I already have diversification with my other brokerage account, and I have SpyG and other stuff. So again, I call it my Apple account. I love it. I also have a dividend account, so I have multiple accounts where I have my diversification how I want it. What can I say? I just like Apple. Thoughts on Blink charging for the year? Why is it in your top 10? I talked about that on the podcast. Take a look at that. Can't go over it here. How would you invest $500 into yourself, into reading, into education? If not, if you wanted to really buy a stock, SpyG. Make life easy. Thoughts on Wayfair? Not really much on Wayfair. I prefer Shopify or an Amazon instead. Hey, Happy New Year. Did you buy the BTC dip? I bought last week. Again, I buy Bitcoin every Thursday. I buy religiously every Thursday, just like SpyG. I don't care about ups and downs. Again, I have my date set. I buy it then. Low today for BABA. Let's take a look at BABA, the stock itself. See if I can bring this up. Looking at BABA here, again, there could be a gap fill right around 224. Just so you know, we did play BABA calls last week and we caught them, but 224 is right here, 224.39. We should tap that and maybe bounce. Again, it's an amazing company. If you look at their numbers, their margins are insane. So again, you're talking about pressures due to Jack Ma. Once he shows his face, if he does, knock on wood, then we should back up about above 235, easy. Good morning, Carlos. What's your opinion on TGT 180 calls? I think you asked that question before. Maybe I've gotten that question before. You need to break 177.77, which is the highs, before you do anything on target. You're talking about a $3.50 away. It's not a mover and shaker like Target. There's not really much news on it. I guess if you're playing the holiday season shopping, fine, but I'm not a huge fan of this trade. I think you should have waited for 177 or 178 before you get into those. Facebook right here, again, tapping the 200-day. Nothing to do there. You could see the past couple weeks just ranging, so I would stay away from Facebook. Looking at gold, of course, we talked about GLD already. And DKNG, I own the stock long term, so I'm going to buy here at below 40. Once it breaks below 40, I'll go ahead and buy it. There was some news regarding Penn that the CFO was leaving, so it could be bringing down a little bit of DKNG, but they're green pre-market. And in regards to Ethereum, again, I own some Ethereum, but I prefer Bitcoin long term. Your thoughts on Snow since it dropped 300 to 200? I don't know if they already released their first quarter numbers. Again, it's an IPO. Below 280, if you want to go ahead and add, I already have cloud-based companies. I have the two best ones, Amazon and Microsoft. I don't feel the need to add a Snowflake. And if you want to add a third cloud-based company, I think the best one to do would probably be Salesforce.com. All right, we'll leave it there, guys. A lot to answer. A Lulu or Nike based on current price? Wow, I think both are great. I own both, but I say Nike. Do you think Penn will drop lower than I sell at a loss? I don't know what you're selling at a loss in. Are you talking about the stock or are you talking about options? I don't know what you're talking about. So again, I'm not selling anything of Penn. If it breaks below 76.43, I will be buying more. All right, guys, we'll leave it there. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you for joining me on our first morning note of 2021. Should be a great year, and we'll catch you guys for tomorrow's morning note at 9 o'clock Eastern, and we'll leave it there. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much for joining me.